So today is very exciting. It is week 8 since I moved from Jacksonville to Savannah. It has been interesting. I always feel like I'm a late bloomer in so many ways because even though I am 36, um, I am just now for the first time living away from home, from family, everything I've known. Um, but God kind of, you can only run from His plan for so long. And even more interestingly, um, my wanting to start school in the fall at Savannah State, I was praying about it going back and forth. And I had went on tour last September, and then I found out in February that I would be losing my job in August or September, which is the same time I wanted to start school. So I I thought it was hilarious. I always say God has the biggest sense of humor. And so it was basically like, oh, I'm not sure if you were still praying or deciding about starting school in the fall, but there's your answer. So moved up here officially May 31st, even though I moved my things up there May 26th. I didn't take residence till 31st. So it's just been 7 weeks of transitioning, finishing up my time at my current job, preparing for school, but also while transitioning, I decided that it would be a great time to do what I had been saying I wanted to do for such a long time, which was legitimize and monetize some of my skill sets. And so today is exciting because I've been in soft launch mode for a couple months, and as of today, I have officially launched and become a business owner, although it be independent contractor self-employment, and I am the only employee at this point. um, my brand called The Right Creative Factory. Cue the applause. And the design division of that is Tiggy's office, which I will talk about more in another live at 8:30. And it's something that I think we all should do. So hopefully this will inspire anyone. If you have already made that step, give me a thumbs up. Oh, hey Kyrie, hey Shantae. To being a thank you for being a little more serious and intentional about something you obviously enjoy because you've been doing it on the side for forever, and taking those skills that you've learned and those dues that you paid seriously, and taking your skill set seriously, and realizing that legitimizing it and monetizing it also will allow you to help more people with what you do, because obviously people have been asking you on the side for years, why not take that outside of that circle to the rest of the world. So what is Right Creative Factory? You guys know I'm a creative as far as what I do with writing skits and short films, and being in the dance world, doing choreography and doing dance. But my creative skills of being able to just think of things and write things up and brainstorm really well, my friends and family have also used over the years with their own startups, with the creative development of their brands. So many times people say they want to open a hair salon. They just want to cut hair. They just want to style hair. They want to color hair. They don't want to worry about, oh, well, my graphic designer asked me what did I first see in my logo. I don't know what I want. To just kind of help them brainstorm so they have something to present to a graphic designer, so they have something to present to a business plan writer. Because sometimes people have in their head what they want, but they need help getting it out, thinking it through, outlining it, writing it down. So I help a lot of people with that. And also with verbiage in general, because sometimes you ask somebody, well, describe your business in one sentence, or they're at a networking event, or they have to put something in a brochure that's catchy, interesting, not too wordy, not too redundant. People are like, oh, I don't know, I just know I like to cut hair. I don't know how to put that in a sentence. I don't know how to make that catchy. I don't know how to come up with a logo, or a slogan, or a motto, or a tagline. I don't know how to put an interesting social media post caption, like, what? And so this is something that I'm pretty good at, and so I want to continue to help people do it. Wow. So let's talk a little bit about my process. In case there's anybody watching that is kind of on the brink and trying to figure out what step they should make next. Well, the first thing I did was pick a name, and that actually was the hardest part, believe it or not, because I had so many ideas going back and forth in my head, and I just sat down with my bestie and we brainstormed, and I was trying to describe how my brain works, because it's like somebody tell me an idea and then immediately just flows out all of these, oh, you could do this, you could do this, have you thought about that? Like, literally, my friends call it a brain dump, because like they'll tell me an idea and they'll just put on their recorder because it comes out so fast, and then I'm like, well, that's just off the top of my head what I'm thinking, but I'll send you a full list. And they're like, what, are you kidding? That a part off the top of your head was insane. And so I wanted a name that reflected that. Like, if my brain is a computer or a factory, you input it into my brain when you share it with me, and then it outputs all this creativeness that you can do for it. And so the right creative factory seemed to be the natural choice. And I feel like it's pretty self-explanatory because my last name is Wright, and I'm creative, and it comes out very rapidly after I process it, like it would in a factory. The second thing I did was list out all the services I can do. Sometimes it comes to you and you're like, oh yeah, I can do that, but it's good to have like a comprehensive list of everything that you can do, and then from that, everything that you actually want to do, because sometimes you may be good at something but you don't want to do it. Like, for instance, I have a friend that proofreads, and just because they know how to proofread doesn't mean they want to proofread contracts. Maybe they just enjoy proofreading books, or maybe they just enjoy proofreading like brochures or letters or something like that. So my full list, and then the stuff that I actually want to do. The third thing I did was make a brochure. I feel like it's the written commercial for a business, you know, and I feel like people rely a lot more on video or social media, but I think a good old fashioned brochure is very fitting for some occasions, whether you're sending it to a business or leaving it with a business. Just, you know, your name, your contact information, but has a lot more than just what a business card would have. Kind of list your services and list the why and list the what. Just kind of a really nice snapshot. Have some images in there, a picture of you. I love that, so I created a brochure. And then, of course, I got to social media and created my pages. I'm still in the process of that, because although I've done YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram, which are the platforms that I prefer, I know I would benefit from a LinkedIn to do business to business networking. So a LinkedIn business page is next on my list. And speaking of names, let's back up, because I did say I picked a name. I want to throw some tips in here as well, and I would definitely say secure that website and that fictitious name ASAP, even if you don't know if you're going to stay. Like, I'm an independent contractor, so I'm choosing to stay as sole proprietorship right now. So when I file, I would just be filing the independent contractor form, but I would still be using my social as my EIN. But if I wanted to, I could do LLC, so I could have a separate EIN. It's totally up to you, but whatever you do while you decide how you want to register your business, get that fictitious name so nobody else can do anything in that name. It allows you to do business using that name, and nobody else can register it as long as you have it as your fictitious name. I would also definitely say secure that website. Fortunately for me, my names were kind of unique, so I didn't run into that, but you got to make sure that you consider that. Also, trademarking too is a little bit more expensive. Last time I checked, it was $375. You definitely should do that too sooner than later, because That basically means if anybody tries to use that name and make money off of it, like if they want to throw it on a shirt and sell some shirts, but you have that name trademarked, they have to come off some of that for you, or they just don't do it at all. The fourth thing I did was research. That's the kind of like boring part, but it must be done, and it definitely comes in handy. Researching who else out there does what I do. Also researching what's industry standard. You don't want to pull the prices of the industry down. You don't want to price yourself too low. You also don't want to price yourself too high. I don't see a lot of creative development for businesses. I mostly just saw people that do marketing, which it kind of goes hand in hand because everything in the marketing is about putting that brand and stamp and that unique whatever on your brand. But what I do with the creative development is a little more overarching. So that's where I had to look. Oh, and if you guys want to share this, feel free. The fifth thing I did was talk to my life coach, which my best friend is a certified life coach. Coach Keisha, which her life coaching is Life Concierge by Key. And I wanted to talk to my life coach because it can be kind of scary. Because for a lot of people, it'll seem like I'm coming out of nowhere, like, oh, what she got going on, which some people probably still say that that's fine, but I'm a doer, so when you're a doer, sometimes people that aren't doers are going to look at you like, what you doing? But never feel bad for using all of your skill sets. Never feel bad for tapping in. As long as you have a plan and you have a strategy and you have a timeline and you have structure to it. There are so many people that are called moguls. Like one that I love is Candy Burris because she's a singer, songwriter, reality show personality. She also sells adult toys. She also has a fashion, she has a clothing boutique. She also has a nonprofit. She also has a productions company that produces music for other artists. And I don't think I've even named them all. So, because the thing is, it's different demographics for everything. The people that may be interested in what I do as Miss Devoted Tiff, producing films and sketches, may have no interest in what I do with Tiggy's office, may have no interest in what I do with the Performing Arts Link Up. Everything has its own demographic. And if the demographics overlap, hey, fine. You know I do this and you know I do this, whatever. So let me get off my soapbox. So I had to talk to my life coach and just help me to get out of the mindset of fear of charging for things that I used to do for free. Sometimes people can make you feel like, oh, you think you something now. You've always been doing this for free for me. Why would you charge now? And I think everybody has that time period where they pay their dues. I never would knock that because if you just woke up one day and you have no experience doing something, you've never done it for yourself or anyone else, and you just decide you want to do it, maybe you shouldn't charge until you know you have a good product. Maybe you shouldn't charge until you have a little more understanding or education and training of what you're doing. But once you have paid your dues and once you've gotten past that point and people are coming to you and people are accepting your service, if it's good enough to accept, then it's good enough to be paid for. Because there are some people that may offer you something for free, but that don't mean it's good. So the fact that they're willing to accept it and use your service or product means it's good enough to pay for. Because somebody might offer you some free food, but that don't mean it's gonna taste good just because it was free. Y'all don't mind me. I'm getting comfortable now, so I'm cracking my jokes. But yeah, so I talked to her to help me get out of that mindset, to just remind yourself that you know that you are worth it, that you do deserve it. If you're putting this time and energy into it, you have to take yourself seriously before anybody else will take you seriously. And once you get to that point where you do want to be serious about it, if they really want your help, they will pay for it. If they don't want it, then they will either figure out a way to do it themselves or go to someone else, and that's fine. But you can't continue to give your time. Think about for those that have done things for free on the side, how many people have you helped propel what they were doing and then they made money off of what you gave them for free? You know, now every business, I think, it's good to have like a budget set aside or a quota set aside for this is how many things I'm going to do for free. This is how much free work I'm going to do. This is how much pro bono I'm going to do. But once you have reached that cap, and that's just Tiffany speaking and my life coach speaking. So that was the fifth thing I did. And I'll just go into what I've been working on recently. This month I worked on my forms, my non-disclosure, which is just as much as the clients for me, because people are coming to me with their new ideas, their startups, a social media campaign. You know, this is just letting them know, you know, whatever I'm doing for you, I'm not gonna run and try to, oh, that's a good idea, let me go launch that for myself, you know. And also whatever information that I give them, that it stays in between us. I worked on my service request form. Oh, I'm gonna put that in the comments while I'm thinking about it. And also I want to give a tip. Google Docs is kind of falls under the Google Drive, but it's called Google Docs, and you basically can create forms that people can fill it, and people use it for surveys, but you can use them for any type of pre-question form, and it'll send you an email when somebody has requested a service. So I just want to put that tip in there, and I'm going to put it in the comments so you see what mine looks like. Yes. So stand by while I put that in the comments. But yeah, definitely don't feel like you have to do everything through like some fancy whatever template. Like things like this, they work. Use them. So let's see. That seems like it has way too many characters after it. So I'm going to post it anyway. Yep, works for me. Okay, so where was I? Oh, I lost my little notes. Oh, here they go. So yes, I worked on my forms, my client agreement, and I also have a form for people that I want to barter or do like cross promotion with. And this last week, I worked on making my list of clients that I have done business with for free in the past. Because I think a lot of times once you switch over to legitimizing and monetizing, you feel like you have to start from scratch. No, go back. You could already have reviews. You're not starting from zero because you've already been doing this unofficially for the longest time. So don't start from zero. Go back and reach out to those people that you helped for free and ask them to give you a review. Those things that you did for them, hopefully you still kept them. That could be a part of your client portfolio. So day one of launching, you can still have a portfolio to send to somebody, you know? Let's see if I have any good news. Well, yeah, I selected a few people to do pilots with, just to build some case studies so I can say, hey, here's what they came to me with, here's what I offered them, here's what's the outcome. And I met with one Sunday. They actually had two things. They had a business that they wanted to ramp up and a business they wanted to start from scratch. I brain dumped them off the top, and then I'm going to follow up and send them a comprehensive checklist of everything creatively I suggest they do, build, create, from a logo to an elevator speech, just all of it. And Thursday, I will be meeting with someone to brainstorm ideas for them for a logo. Because again, if you go to a graphic designer, they're going to ask you, well, what did you have in mind? What colors? What verbiage? What did you have in mind as far as an image that you wanted to see on there? And if you don't know, they're only going to be able to help you so much because it's not their job to come out of nowhere with everything you want. Like, you have to give them an idea of what you're looking for as their starting point. So I'm going to help them brainstorm what they want for a logo. Does anybody have any questions? I've been doing a lot of talking, but I'm really excited to share this with you guys. People are coming in and out. Okay. Well, hit a thumbs up if you come in later and watch a replay. And if you have any questions, let me know. I'm going to put one more link in here because I am going to be sending out emails with tips because I have so many tips for like how to brainstorm, how to come up with verbiage, different software, and I think that would be super helpful. So I'm going to put that link in here, and then I guess I'm going to sign off. If you want to join me again, I'm about to go live from Tiggy's office, which is the design division, because I'm actually going to be doing a poll. I have some designs that I made for a movie poster for a short film that I did, and I want to get you guys feedback and kind of help y'all see how my mind works in my creative process when I'm designing things. So let me get that for you. This was fun, you guys. And I'll definitely be back in a couple of weeks to update y'all on... Hi, Brian. I'll definitely be back in a couple of weeks to update you guys on my progress with the clients that I'm working with right now, and me continuing to do the legitimizing and startup processes. Okay, I just posted a link to sign up to get emails from me if you wanted to get those tips for how to brainstorm. So I hope I see you guys next time I go live. Bye.